Well, runners, it's your boy C-Dub, aka Whit, coming at you guys, and we are here to review another bicycle race, and this time it is the 38th Roger Millikan Grand Prix in Brea, California. Today we're doing the Category 5 race again, and yeah, we're just getting ready for the start, which we should be taking off here in about 4 seconds. So again, please comment, like, and subscribe, and the race is underway. Let's get it going. All right, y'all, so I'm currently sitting behind Jason, making my way around here behind Go Fast. I got Mark to my left, and then I want to say, well, the numbers are, as you see, the numbers are all on our left sides. So again, trying to stay true, trying to stay original with it. I will try to give everyone their names. I believe this may be Thomas in front of me. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, this is between between turn 1 and turn 2, and this is about a 3% descent as we come into turn number 2. So you see that it is a very fast turn there, and you know the matrix. Top left is the temperature. Bottom left, you have the percentage of the slope with my miles per hour. At the bottom of the screen, you have my heart rate with my wattage. To the right, my cadence. And then top right, you have our lap timer. You see the course there. And yeah, so you have, you could say 3 turns with the chicane, or you could say we have 4 turns with the chicane inside of it. And we're in the chicane right now, and I am doing pretty good with my positioning as we come through turn number 3. And again, you'll see that this is up an incline as we're making our way up to 2%. And yeah. Now we're going through turn number 4, and it's a little bump in the road, and this little bump definitely taxes the legs. So pulling up here behind Automata as I'm working my way. And again, I'm really trying to stay near the front. That is something that I'm really working on. And I did notice none of y'all asked me what was I working on in the last video. So I will share that in this video. And that in which I'm working on is my positioning. All right, so again, we made our way through turn 1. I got Everett to my right, Automata to my left. I think this is Pablo de la Hoya in front of me currently. And so one thing that I noticed going through these turns is going through turn 1 and turn 2 definitely took a few laps to dial that in. You know, you could tell I was a little wide on the turn on both turn 1 and turn 2. But as you will see, as we get going, the turns will get better. So currently sitting behind Everett of Major Motion. .549 that came underneath was, I have to look at my list, Andrew. So currently sitting behind Andrew of stage 2, as well as Chris Ming of A Faster Me. .82 is Pablo, just past him of Automata. Really holding on to this wheel, and again trying to do the best that I can to stay out of the wind. You see these little spray paint on the ground. They're pretty much just showing you potholes, and so definitely was, you know, we were, you know, kind of working through this area because this is probably the bumpiest of the actual course. From turn 4 to turn 1 is the bumpiest. So now currently behind Chris, and you see him taking the line a lot bit better. Going downhill at 32 miles an hour was definitely fun once you locked it in. So you see here, we're going to the right side of the road so that we can then cut through the apex of the turn, and then you'll bump out back to the right side of the road. That is the fastest line through the turn. So again, sitting behind Andrew and Chris. Again, definitely, I think top 10 wheels right now. So just sitting up here, trying to stay active, making sure I can see what's going on up the road. And yeah, this area right here is definitely the area to attack, or where moves would happen, that I identify from watching previous footage, as well as just realizing that it's an incline, and inclines are usually where attacks are going to happen. You saw Chris and Andrew almost come together right there, and it's really hard making left-hand turns or any type of turns out of a climb into a climb, and then to have to carry wattage and power and speed at the same time. So coming through turn 4, staying on Chris's wheel. And Anthony Strickland, the founder of A Faster Me, he knew that his team was marked in my book. And it's a good little, little friendly frenemy banter and chatting, saying, hey, look, I got y'all marked. So Chris got me in CBR1, so definitely wanted to be around him during this race, and it made for a great time. Got a little gap here, not too worried about it as we're coming into turn number 1. Definitely didn't want to panic about that, because we're about to be descending, which the gaps will get closed up shortly. Jumped on this way right here, just because, again, so I'm not sitting in the wind, and then again going through the apex of the turn and just carrying my momentum, and then you kind of get on the pedals just a little bit to be able to continue that power. So I was currently sitting behind 548. 548 was, and maybe that's 528, sitting right behind 528, and that I believe is Sebastian. All right, we got 506 right here, which is Giancarlo in the with the Filipino bibs on. I've ridden behind him. I think even at Major Motion, he was in the race as well. And this is the guy that followed the attack by Go Fast, and it wasn't his fault, because again, the other gentleman had to protect his front wheel, but Giancarlo responded to that attack, and the guy that was behind him was overlapped, and when Giancarlo responded, the guy ended up going down, causing DeAndre to go down as well. But again, that wasn't Giancarlo's fault. He was responding to an attack, and that's what we do in bike racing. So again, going through the start-finish and trying to avoid these potholes, because again, the last thing you want to do is hit one of those potholes the wrong way, and then your race is over, when the race promoter has identified them for you to avoid. Behind 536, which is Walter of, again, Stage 2 Bosch. So there was a lot of teams in this race again, and that's one thing I love about having teams show up, because they have numbers, and it's really on them to respond to different things. As you see, we do have Go Fast in the race, and Go Fast does a great job keeping the race animated, and I appreciate that. Like, it sucks when it comes to, wattage and heart rate and all that, but it does make it fun, so it's not a boring event. You do see that my heart rate is up 179. So definitely was pushing some limits here in this race, but I can tell you this now, I'm happy with my result. I'm happy with my finish. I'm happy with my racing. You do see that there in the top right that there are 13 laps we will be performing, and we are almost halfway there. You see Giancarlo on the right side. Again, got Andrew as well as Walter here in front of me. We got 3 Stage 2 Bosch guys right here. 1 Go Fast. And I'm not sure who that is yet. It could be Rudy, I'm not sure. No, that's not Rudy. That could be Saul. It could be Saul Davila. Yeah, 507 Saul. So yeah, sitting on 529. Again, not sure if I called him out earlier, but 529 is Gale. He actually did really, really well in this race, and I don't want to spoil it right now, but he did really, really well in this race of CFT down in San Ysidro, if not Tijuana. Next to Steven Stewart of Automata. So again, around some good strong wheels in this race as we are going, on the down the 3% decline into turn number 2. So if you've noticed, the turns between turn 1 and turn 2 have gotten a lot better as we are now in lap number 6 versus the first 3 laps. The one thing I'd like to ask you all to do, I really appreciate all the comments. I do appreciate the subscribes. I ask that you all will start sharing these videos. This is the last Roger Millikan in this location. Not sure if Mr. and Mrs. Prince are going to move it to a new location or if it's going to be over, but I would ask that you share this video. So as you use it for training, whether you're on the trainer and you're using it for your personal, indoor ride, if you use it for team tactics and training, I ask that you share these videos. Let's get the share ticks up for your boy C-Dub on Whit TV. All right, we got Josh right here in front of me of a faster me up there. Again, sitting around Saul, I believe Andrew. We got 515 right here, another teammate of Gale's, which is Caleb of CFT in the burgundy jersey to about my 3 o'clock. 502 up there is Michael on the Trek, which is Team Endure, as I'm currently sitting on Josh's wheel of a faster me. You see now inside on turn 1, definitely taking these turns a lot better. And again, as the laps continued, confidence went up, took a lot better lines through these turns. So we got Josh and Jeffrey talking again. These 2 people are definitely marked. Just want to let y'all know that Jeffrey and Joshua are marked. These dudes are very, very strong, and I am enjoying riding with these 2 legends. Coming up on Giancarlo as I'm sitting next to Jeffrey, just trying to stay inside the pelotons, trying to stay out of the wind. I weighed in at this race, was 544.9, so definitely weight is going down from my first race to this race. So again, being the 3rd race of the season, I can't be upset about that either. Staying on Jeffrey's wheel, again, trying to stay out of the wind as we're going through the chicane, coming up to turn number 3. Sitting next to Michael. Again, it's great being able to see people that I'm, been racing with thus far this season, even though it's only the 3rd race of the season, but it's nice seeing some familiar, I guess you could say familiar legs versus familiar faces. Look at the amount of effort that it's taken to get over that little bump, 800 something watts, my goodness. And yes, you see it, your boy did hit 1100 watts in this race. I think that was early. It definitely wasn't at the end. And I got a little funny for you on that. And I'll tell you when we get closer to the bell lap. I don't think we had any preems in this race. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember. But again, preems are just like intermittent races within the race. Like it could be product, it could be money, it could be merchandise. And if you come across the line first on that lap, then you will win that item or whatever it is, whatever the prize was. So we got Caleb to my 1 o'clock. We got Gale to my 12 o'clock, and then we got Michael now at my 12 o'clock. So just staying out of the wind, that's a big thing that I'm doing, trying to hold position, stay out of the wind, and stay present in the race. I see more GoPros on these bikes, so definitely looking forward to seeing more footage. We got a front and rear camera on Automata, so definitely looking forward to your video there. Steven, looking forward to that video. Again, everybody, please comment, like, And if you are gracious, please subscribe. Let's get this number up. Let's get it up over 6,000. Or I'm sorry, let's get it up over 3,000 subscribers. Let's do that. Can we do that in 2025? 3,000 plus subscribers. Let's get it. So please share. And please hit that notification bell if you can. I'm just here having a good time. I'm loving communicating and connecting with you all again, whether it's in the comment section below or even at the races or on IG. Hit me up, crit.whit on Instagram. Sit behind Rudy of Go Fast, as well as Michael of Team Endure. We got Walter Serrano of Stage 2 Boss to my right. And then we got a Swami's guy to my left. I'm not sure who that is. Let's see. Yeah, they didn't have the name written on the result at the end. But I think it's what, maybe 546. That's Guerrillamo. I'm not sure how you say it. Guerrillamo. Right here of Swami's. And Swami's is actually down in like Carlsbad area. I used to live down there in Carlsbad, Oceanside area. So it's nice to see some Swami's up in this way. If you know how to say that name, please let me know in the comment section below with the phonetic spelling. It's Guillermo. So I'm gonna just call him Mo for short. Got Steven coming underneath in the gutter. Again, I'm just staying inside, out of the wind, doing the best that I can to stay out of the wind. What I may do is add the wind direction on here. So that's definitely something I start paying attention to, that I add inside of the course at the top right. 547 over there at my 2 o'clock is Donald. I think I called him Thomas earlier. That's Donald, 547. So again, just trying to stay connected with the pack. And it's interesting that this little bump in the road makes me think about Manhattan Beach's climb after turn number, I guess you say turn 1, because right after the start finish, I guess you could call that. No, that would be turn 2. So at turn 2, there's a little bump in the road at Manhattan Beach, and that's what that bump after turn 4 reminds me of now that I'm sitting here watching it with you all. So if you've ever done Manhattan Beach, after turn 2, there's a little bump in the road, and definitely that's what that feels like. Look at that heart rate. Heart rate is up to 181, and usually when I'm in the 180s, I'm dying. So maybe some fitness is up. And this is early in the season. We have a long season ahead of us, and this is only race number 3. So definitely excited about that. .552 up there in that white kit is Egan Little. He's been racing really, really well this year as well, as I've gone back and looked at some results for the past few races. 545 over there is Esau of Oprime. 545 Oprime is Esau. So again, everybody is definitely staying engaged with this race. It's almost like there's no lulls, and people are definitely consistently on the pedals. As you see, we're going through that chicane at 21, 22 miles an hour. Coming through this turn, you definitely want to maintain your momentum because it helps you with this, 2% little climb right here. And with the course being left-hand turns, I would say about 75% of this race is uphill. I think we tapped out at just under 600 feet of elevation gain at the end of this 25-minute race. And yes, this video should be roughly almost 30 minutes due to the race being 25 minutes long. It's nice seeing Walter over there hydrate, and that's one thing I even asked the fiance about, like, hey, do you hydrate during your races? And she said, yeah. And that's one thing I want to encourage everybody is like, yeah, these races, be mindful of what nutrition you put in your bottles, whether it's, a juice mix or energy mix or just straight water. But that's all null and void having those bottles down there if you're not going to use them. So definitely want to encourage each and every one of you listening. And even when you share it to people that race and ride bikes, make sure you hydrate because that does help. So we're currently in lap 11. So we got 2 laps to go after this. So I think this is 3 to go. So again, definitely staying in the top 15 of this race, just really trying to stay engaged. I don't think I've been at the back once in this race. So very, very happy with my fitness. And again, you see my heart rate is at 176. On the inside right now, just trying to stay close, trying to stay engaged. And again, I feel like this race has not let up, not even a little bit, but it did. But watching it, it doesn't seem like it has, but I could tell you definitely in the legs, it did let up. But look at that heart rate. I'm at 185 right now. My goodness. This typically I would be done. D-O-N-E, done. Staying next to Jeffrey again, just got Egan up here. You got conversations going down at Automata and CFT. So again, everything you got to be mindful of. Watching the rear cassette, see what gearing people are in. Watching hand gestures for communication for the team. Watching eye contact. Watching body language. There's so many things that you have to be watchful for. So now we're on lap 12, and this is 2 to go. All right, so you see we got a little laxed on the descent on that one, but again, staying on the wheel, staying out of the wind, and staying in the split stream. So just staying connected to the group. You see it's getting antsy as we're starting to come in, closing out lap number 2. So you got to talk to people because, again, we get a little antsy, things get a little bit fidgety, and we just got to hold it together. We're almost done. Heart rate still doing decent at 170, but I'm actually holding on. I'm hanging in there. So it does slow up right here because, again, this hill is no joke. But you got to stay on the pedals, hitting 500 watts. Got to just stay on it, stay with the group. Just stay with them, stay with them. So now you hear Go Fast talking because we are actually chasing Rudy up the road. So there was a Go Fast breakaway of one rider, and we've kind of been slowly chasing him back. But as we're coming into the start-finish, there's conversations being had to encourage Rudy to stay away, but we're on it. Bell lap, bell lap, bell lap. And you see the pace is going up. Look at that wattage. Look at that heart rate. I'm in the 180s right now, coming through the start finish. Usually right now I would be, what did I say before? Done. I would be DEAD, dead. Just staying with it. Just staying with it. That's one thing I tell myself, position, stay with the group. Don't let the group go. You saw Rudy just went through the turn 2, as we are now coming into turn number 2 again. I got pushed out a little bit by the Automata guy, which I think it was Steven. He came underneath me, kind of ran me a little bit wide off my line, but that's fine. So again, just staying here by the Bosch guy, staying here by Automata, Go Fast, staying here by Egan Little. We got Joshua up there. We got Jason coming in the picture for PRT. Again, it's getting real sketch in here, so be careful. I'm on the outside because, again, I got to keep myself with a line open. And then as we're coming into the chicane, we got Gale is attacking out of the saddle up that climb. He attacks and, goes through the turn first. And we're pushing. Look at my heart rate, 186. This is very high for me, very, very high for me. Currently sitting on Steven's wheel as we're coming from turn 3 to turn 4. I go inside to block that corner. I didn't want nobody to come underneath me. Staying on Steven's wheel. My legs are dead. Now look at my shadow. Watch my shadow, y'all. So currently behind Josh, Steven, and Jeffrey. And then Jeffrey starts sprinting. So I'm like, I got to go too. Look at that. a 2-second sprint or a 2-stroke sprint. That's all I have for this race. And your boy finished this race at 8th place, top 10 finish. I wanted to get top 7, but I am not upset with a top 10 finish. Boy got 8th of 43. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this video. Please comment, share, like, and subscribe. On to the next one with your boy C-Dub, aka Whit. Peace.